Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Richie Scott. We're back here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County Season 14, Episode 2. And we're going to have finally the return of Miss Vicki Gunvalson. Dun 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 dun. Before we get into that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button so you don't miss a single drip drop of the commentary that we got going on here on this channel. Now, we back for another episode. Thank you. Okay, and first things first, Tamra, I just want to let you know, don't be inviting all of the neighbors to your party when you having a party that's being filmed, because guess what? We know it's going to be some drama that goes down. You just moved into this new house, girl, so you don't want your neighbors to know exactly how crazy your friends are yet. Give yourself a year before they actually see it on TV, and then they stuck with you for at least until you move again, because, girl, I feel like you move every doggone season. Now, I think that this was also the Valentine's Day episode, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about each lady in as it respects to Valentine's Day and then Tamra's party. So let's go ahead and talk about Eddie buying Tamra these wedges, because I think he said that they were Valentino, but they was Valent ugly. Okay, this is what I don't like. Let me tell you something, and honestly, ladies, I probably don't have a right to say this because I don't have to wear heels, but I hate wedges. I feel like wedges look so ugly, and somebody actually told me one time, don't ever buy somebody's shoes because that means that they're gonna walk right out of your life. Now, granted, he been buying you shoes all this time and you ain't walked nowhere but with him all this time. I think that, you know, we can safely say that maybe that whole wives' tale is not true. But what I will say is that I do not like these shoes. I want him to take them back. I want you to take them back when he gone to work or whatever you need to do. But don't wear them shoes because, girl, listen, they're just not the business. They are not the business. Let's move right along. I'm dropping things over here, y'all. Sorry about that. Let's move right on along and talk about Kelly. So Miss Kelly is trying to get her kid to be the face of some product that she got cooking up with this doctor man that she's currently dating, but I don't think she's still dating him no more. So I don't know. This might have been a good thing that didn't work out. I don't know. But anyway, the daughter don't want to be the face of nothing, okay? All she wants to do is run and hide because the kids are basically bullying her and asking if their mom is a booger sugar head, okay? And what I mean by booger sugar is that, you know, it's the Coca-Cola, but not Coca-Cola, okay? And this stems from Vicki basically accusing Kelly of doing coke last reunion, and so now the people are coming after, the kids are coming after Jolie, which is Kelly's daughter, because, you know, they think that her mom is on coke. Now, do I think that her mom did some coke? I don't know. What I will say though is that from what we have seen, it seems like there have been people that have basically said that they've been with Kelly when she's done it, according to Vicki, and they're reporting it back to her. Now, why they outing themselves, I'll never know. But here's the thing, coke is one of those things where on television, people don't necessarily see it as a positive thing to be talking about that they do it, right? So most people who do it and they're on television probably don't want the general public to know, and likely because it's still a drug that is for the most part illegal in everywhere, I think, at this point, and it just is not a good look for their kids, right? So whatever your flavor, whatever you choose to do is listen, I don't have a problem with it, but I understand the ramifications of those types of accusations based on the fact that what we're seeing here with Jolie is that she's facing bullying from people calling her mom a cokehead. So Kelly, if you have done coke or if you are doing coke, you might want to change the environment or the crowd that you have done it with, because these people clearly don't know how to keep their mouths shut. So you might need to evaluate your friends. Now, Shannon and her blazers. Have you ever noticed that every season and every scene that Shannon is in and every public appearance she's in, she got on a blazer? Is she hawking these for QVC at some point? Because I'm just trying to figure it out. You done lost all this weight. Take off this blazer. We want to see your body. Let us see how you living. Let us see what you're working with. clearly you got the body underneath there. So stop cheating, take off these coats, these overcoats, and go ahead and flaunt it. Let David know what he missing right now, and get yourself a new man. That's what you're here for. We here for fun, Shannon, okay? We see Sophie going on her date. They look like they appropriate together. I'm here for that. I did like the mother-daughter confessional. I like what they're doing over here in OC right now, because I feel like they're giving us, they get a new production team or something like that, because this season feels ultra fresh to me. Maybe it's because of Braunwyn that everybody's, the whole thing seems like a fresh batch of eggs, not like the eggs that were stale from last season. But anyway, it's interesting that conversely we get Shannon talking with her daughter about it, and basically Shannon says that if you do drugs, you die. The accuracy. So I was here for that conversation as well. Let's talk about Emily now, because clearly Shane is still avoiding this woman like the plague, because he can't even be bothered to show up for family celebrations nor for Valentine's Day. Let me tell you something. If I am your spouse and I am making a celebratory cake or cooking or whatever else that I might be doing for your family, and you don't bother to show up, we got a problem. But what I discovered is that I feel like Shane feels a level of incompetency because he has not passed the bar, and everybody else in his family has passed the bar. So I feel like what he's trying to do is I feel like he's belittling Emily to make her feel bad, based on the fact that he feels bad that he has not passed the bar and she has, and she's got the success that he does not have. And to me, he is a pure shrimp and a wimp for this bad behavior. And Emily, you deserve so much better than this. And if I ever deign to think that I would miss Valentine's Day with my babe, something has got to be wrong with me. And I don't think he's studying all these times either. I think he's out there somewhere, I don't know what, but that's just my thoughts. And you could be Mormon, you could be whatever, Catholic, whatever it is. I just think that it's something very suspicious about the fact that this man is never around and you are doing all the work. You are too pretty, you are too smart for this, and you got a lot going on for yourself. And to be very honest, you don't need him. You're doing everything on your own as it stands right now. And for goodness sakes, get you a man that's taller than you, because this little small fry is not worth your time. Moving right along. Braunwyn. I'm here for her mom, Rainbow Debbie, or whatever she is, Debbie Fruitcakes, Debbie Rainbow Pie, whatever we want to call her. I'm here for it. But my first thought when I saw her was, what in the peacock is going on here? Because I did not know what was going on with these candy-coated dreadlocks in her hair. Okay, but I'm actually here for the woman because I like people that are different and do their own thing and march to the beat of their own drums, because I like to do the same thing. What I didn't realize was that Braunwyn has 7 children, 2 nannies, and 1 housekeeper. Girl, you should never be stressed. You got all of these people that's in charge. I would be a stay-at-home mom too, because I feel like everybody else doing all the work. Now, listen, I could be wrong, and I don't want y'all mad at me for what I'm saying right now, but I just feel like, if you choose to have 7 kids, you probably do need some help. I always feel like when the children outnumber the parents, that they probably need some extra eyes, ears, hands, and all other types of things all over the place to help them with making sure that the whole situation works and the train don't fall apart. Because apparently the man is the person that's working in this relationship. I don't know what he does. I cannot remember. Maybe I wasn't vaccinated. But what I do need for him to do is, if you're making all this money, I'm gonna need you to either hire a stylist or get your wife to dress you. And if she's dressing you, then I feel really bad, because one of the things that I really hate, and I consider myself somewhat of a style connoisseur in terms of I like my style, but what I will say is that when you put on the jacket of a dinner jacket, a sports jacket, a blazer, if you will, I'm gonna need you to cut that thread that's keeping that together. I don't understand why it is that you got so much money. You can afford a love shack in a completely different part of the city that is separate from your actual home, so that you can actually go there and spend time with your wife, which I think is sexy and amazing. But you can't cut that thread out of that blazer. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. Now, Gina, I don't understand. We didn't get to see her go out on this date that she was talking about with Kelly. Kelly went over there to find her something to wear. Kelly should have been giving her some tips on what to wear in her confessional. because homegirl looked better in the scene than she did in the actual confessional. And I've seen multiple confessionals so far, and each time I'm further disappointed. I'm actually more disappointed in production because I feel like they have final approval on what the person looks like when they do their confessional. So I don't understand who let this slide. Everything from the pale skin to the ashy, bleached out hair. I don't know what's going on with her. Clearly, whatever's going on in her real life is affecting her overall look on the show. And I would like for her to improve it because I think she is, in general, a pretty girl, and I just want her to do better in general. Thankfully, we didn't get to see no more of her nubbed up nails this time because I really wasn't here for that last time either. And I know I'm sounding real snarky in this episode, but I just feel like I expect some of these women to do a lot better, okay? That's pretty much it. Now, Tamra's party. I do have to say this. Kelly and Shannon are the duo that I am here for. I like seeing them. I like seeing happy Shannon in general. This is a completely new woman. I am so here for it. Although I do like a good Shannon Bedore breakdown, I'm very excited to see her turning into this new person. The most hilarious encounter to me was Emily trying to warm up to Shannon and Shannon basically standing there like, who is this chick again? Oh, yeah. And then when Emily basically let us know that Shannon blocked her, I was like... But apparently there was some beef at the end of last season after the season aired with Shannon and Tamra versus Emily. I forget what they was going back and forth over, but I'm surprised that we haven't addressed that as Emily is coming into Tamra's home. Now, I want to talk about this pig video from Kelly. This is something that I'm not surprised about because this is totally up Kelly's alley, something that she would do. I don't even know what to say about this whole situation. The whole thing was funny to me with Vicki basically chasing Kelly around Tamra's house, doing laps, and basically trying to talk to her. If I was Vicki, I personally would have just ignored her because at the end of the day, you get more leverage out of a storyline if I am trying to talk to you and I'm Vicki Gunvalson. So I feel like, and speaking of Vicki, welcome back, lady. Welcome back. It seemed like she was just happy to be on the scene. She probably didn't know if the ink had dried on her contract or not, but she seemed to be happy to be back. I don't know what's going on with this hair in this confessional, but she seemed to be very, very happy to be back on the scene with the rest of the ladies, so much that she was willing to step out of character, chase Kelly around the home, and then sit down and try to still make amends for the situation in some way, shape, or form, which really didn't go over too well at all anyway. What I thought was very interesting was that Vicki basically brushed off Braunwyn, didn't even accept an introduction, probably because she thought, who is this extra lady here talking to my castmates? Because she probably didn't even know that there was a new cast member. And she walked right over to her husband, put her hands on his chest, was rubbing all up on him, and then basically Braunwyn had to leave that conversation over there, then head on over there to stop Vicki from flirting with her man. So we already know that these two women are not gonna get along. They're just not. They're just not at all. So I mean, I guess what it all boils down to is what's gonna carry over into the next episode is, did Kelly do coke? I don't know, but what I will say though is, Kelly, change your friends, because what we're seeing right here is that these people, whoever you're hanging out with, they're going back and reporting to Vicki that you got some business going on in the streets and we don't need to know about it. So I'm gonna need you to clear that up. And then I'm gonna need you to get your daughter off social media for just a little while so she doesn't have to experience everything that's going on right now, because it's only gonna restart again. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I know I had a tendency to go off in this episode, but I just had to let you guys know how I was really feeling. This is like my third video of the day, so I really needed to just go in and just have a good time. So anyway, you guys comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I will see you in the next video.